Welcome to a very special edition of the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast. It is trade deadline week in the KDFL. So for joining us for a very special episode, Trade Line Special, we have the boys from the other KDFL production, Off the Cuff. Mr. Jeremy Clark, how you doing?
Well, buddy, how are you?
Good. Also, Mr. Mike McGee from Armet. How are we doing, sir?
Doing well, man. I can say we appreciate the invite on the show. It's Christmas time. Yeah, it's time for everybody to get along. But I tell you what, this is like East Coast, West Coast getting together back in the 90s, and I just want to tell the world out there, everybody listening, if I can change and you can change, everybody can change. So thank y'all for having us.
Absolutely incredible intro there. So we're going to go over, obviously, KDFL Week 12 results, as well as talk about a crazy trade deadline in the league this week. But first, our host with the most is back, and he's going to go over our KDFL scores. Mr. Phil Ruxey. Take it away, Phil.
Oh, you're talking about me, the host with the most? Oh, okay.
The host with the most, brother.
I thought you were talking about Detroit. No, I'm just kidding. You're not talking about Detroit.
He here should not be named.
Yeah. All right, first we're going to go to Elkview, where the River Rats welcome in the Renegades. Rogers puts in 28 for the River Rats, Adams with 18, and Henderson with 17.3. Meanwhile, for the Renegades, Waddle scores just under 30 points. Cordarrelle Patterson with 27.5.
Beautiful.
I'm sure Brett, if we'll let him talk about that,
Beautiful.
He will go on and on and on. And then Darius Leonard with 27 himself, as the Renegades get an 85-point win, 265-180.
Next, we go to Dunbar, where the Kings host the Wake Forest Lumberjacks. Mac Jones continues his impressive rookie campaign with 24. Phil, let me tell you what this is a sign of. Your three top scorers, Jamal Adams, Shaq Thompson, Antron Winfield Jr. When your three top scorers are all defensive players, it's a sign of a bad week, my friend. And A.J. McThighs Dillon rounds out the third win of the season for the Kanawha County Kings as he wins 213-200.
Hang on real quick. How many points did Phil score?
Oh, we have a palindrome Phildoza 200.02. It's like race car in this place right now.
I don't feel like dropping the sound drop. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to talk about it.
Phildoza is alive and well, and I'll have more on that here in a little bit.
It's the most Phildoza line ever.
I like
Palindrome.
All right, and next we head to Hurricane, where the Hurricane Wampus Cats welcome in the Gamblers. Leonard Fournette has a day for himself with 44.1 points. Harrison Smith and Thielen combined for 47 for the Vikings. And then on the Wampus Cats side, Tony Pollard led the way with 24.4. Al Shair, I think that's right. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that.
We're going to roll with it.
21.5, yes. And then Herbert with just under 20 points. But it was not enough for the Wampus Cats as they lose to the Gamblers 267-218.
Next, we're coming right down here to Melbourne, where the Melbourne Mega Powers host the Baboli Bearded Bastards. Dak Prescott gets us started off on Thanksgiving with 27 points. Hunter Renfrow and Carr combined for 47 for the Bearded Bastards. But it's not enough as Shaq Barrett scores 25. And the Mega Powers, some are saying, put the nail in the coffin in Baboli. Some are saying, huge victory. It's over. The Mega Powers win 234-231.
All right, and next we have the Dunbar, where the Dobermans welcome in the Polka Pharmacists. Josh Allen has himself a day with 28.7. Kind of cancels out most of Stephon Diggs, all of Stephon Diggs' points with 21.9 for the Pharmacists. The Pharmacists also had Bobby Wagner score 21, and their third highest scorer was Rob Gronkowski with 19. The Dobermans, meanwhile, had a kicker at their second highest point total with 21, and Javonte Williams with 20. The Dobermans get a slight upset here, 230-217 over the Pharmacists.
We're going to have two special guests or invited guests for some reason go over the game of the week. Take it away, fellas.
Jeremy,
Go ahead, Mike. I'll let you do this one.
If you allow me to, I appreciate it.
You go right ahead.
Southfields,
Is that how you run
Evil
your show, Jeremy?
Empire. So, what? It's his show. Don't let him tell you otherwise.
Sorry.
Okay. The South Hills Evil Empire. Some say the best team in the league. I don't know. There's whispers out there. Best team in the league, momentum, big Jalen Hurts trade, that propelled him forward. And he comes to Marmette. And what's the score? I can't read it.
231 for the Midnight Riders, 173 for the Evil Empire.
What's funny,
a couple
though,
numbers. Go ahead.
Good. No, go ahead.
All right, well, a couple numbers here, real quick.
Me.
You bring out the absolute worst in me, apparently. In the last 13 games, this is going back to the wild card game last year. My worst 2 games are against Mike. This was the 5th worst performance I've had in the history of this league. The second least amount of points I've scored since 2017. Just thought I'd throw that out.
They play defense in Marmette.
They do.
This is the funniest part about it is, I won, but I would feel a lot better about it. We played each other in week 1. I scored 231 points, except he dropped, I think, 290. This week, I scored 231, but we subtracted about 117 points off his score. So
I didn't know that. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
The world's about balance.
I didn't approve one bit.
Well, apparently I got a lot worse since week 1.
You got a lot worse. I stayed pretty level.
Yeah,
And,
Jalen Hurts got me a
defense
whopping, I think, 3. Yeah,
Hey.
it was a rough showing.
The world is about balance, fellas. Mike, with the it's the tortoise versus the hare, some would say. So,
Thank you.
anyway, that is it for your KDFL Week 12 results. Now, fellas, let's get some NFL reactions first, and we'll move on to our crazy trade deadline. What stuck out to you in Week 12?
Who?
Jeremy, you go ahead.
I'm gonna have to do that this episode a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was warned.
All right, I guess I'll start. I'll just pick a game.
That
here.
sounded like an AA meeting right there.
I'll start.
That sounds. My name's Jeff.
Let's start with the Patriots. So, Patriots beat the Titans 36-13. Obviously, the Titans are a little banged up. The Titans still somehow ran for 200 yards with 2 crappy running backs. I don't even know how that happened. But Mac Jones, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Patriots looking more and more like that 2001 team. And I'm starting to think they are a legit Super Bowl contender. They're getting hot. I did hear this real quick. I heard this. When they go undefeated in November, they've done this 4 times. All 4 times they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me ask you all this. I don't remember a lot about the 2001 run. Was there a game that Brady had to go and win them? Or was it more of a don't screw it up? I always remember it, just don't be the reason we lose. But I didn't know offhand.
I mean, for the most part, that's what he did. I can't remember,
Which is typical. I mean,
yeah. Because that was just the way that team was built.
Yeah, if you watch his show, Man in the Arena, it's actually pretty good.
haven't had the chance.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The first episode is about that first Super Bowl run, and I think he even states in that basically he just didn't want to screw it up.
Right.
You had the defense, you had the special teams, just don't screw it up. No.
Yeah, I was looking at the results because for this game, 270 yards on the ground and lose that's hard to do. That's
I don't even know.
rare feat.
That has to be like a record, right? I
I
don't
would
know if
think
that
so.
is, but
It's got to be, yeah.
because I saw the score because I didn't get to watch the game, but I saw the score and then I looked at the box score and I was like, how?
Yeah, I thought it was a mistake. Yeah. Now it seems like this year we're starting to get. It's almost like a little bit of a shift in the NFL. The importance of the run is back.
Yeah.
More so, Shanahan's doing his thing. Hey, we made it 4 minutes into the pod without mentioning a favorite team. Well done.
I didn't do it.
And I started the special place.
You know the 49ers game's up at the top of my list, but I didn't start with it.
You know the special place that man has. But that running game, I mean, they're legitimately back in the mix now, largely due to the run game. You see teams like the Bills struggle that can't run the ball. They're struggling more on offense than what you would have. Even the Chiefs, have had rushing issues, obviously, and they're struggling, have been struggling more so than we expected. So I don't know if it's defensive adjustments. I don't know if it's just, the way of the land now, but it's interesting to see it go back to the kind of run.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else do we have?
Mike, how about them Cowboys?
Thanks. It almost ruined Thanksgiving. I almost, cooked the turkey, almost opened the front door and just threw it right outside. I was so upset.
That's what I would have done.
I mean, I would be remiss. I mean, it was just a weird game. Like, what was it? 14 penalties on each team.
I have a stat.
Penalties. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you keep going.
He's finding the stat.
No, I'm just going to
get it back.
You'll probably correct me. It was like the most penalties or penalty yards since the 70s. And Anthony Brown getting 4 pass interferences, it's the first time in 100 years or something.
Wow.
I don't know, man. Just a crazy game, and I buried Vegas for dead on our show the last 2 weeks, and I definitely didn't see that outcome, happening. But here we are.
They just needed Matt there. They needed angry Matt in the arena.
He was the good luck charm.
I bet he was unbearable for Tim. Poor Tim.
I got a text because Matt had that. I feel like I'm harping on it a lot because I've talked about it 2 straight weeks now. But he had that bet for 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown plus 375. And that was Mariota ran one in, and I got a text from Tim saying if Matt doesn't stop complaining about that last touchdown, I'm going to punch him in the face. Because you just imagine the guy scores on you and he's mad about the way they scored.
Yeah.
I have it, Mike. Where did it go? I'm pretty sure it is that the Cowboys, so many of their penalties, 110 yards of their penalty. There it is. God, Dallas was penalized for 110 yards on 3rd down.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Well, the Raiders' 3rd down play, the majority of them was just chuck it.
That's right. You got they should have dialed up more. I said that on last week's show. You have to dial up more pressure because that's what he wants to do and just hope. Yep. And it worked. I mean, it worked.
The underthrow bailouts in the NFL every game kill me.
Got to be able to be reviewed and be no.
Yeah, I mean, even it doesn't matter if they don't even interfere that much. If they don't look, it's a flag every single time.
Right.
It used to not be that way. It used to be they would have to at least contact them a little bit. But now if they don't look, it's a flag. And it's annoying.
Second interesting stat, Derek Carr 6-0 when throwing over 300 yards. 0-5 went under 300 yards. For any live game bettors, that could be a little interesting. So, Phil, anything broken toe, whatever the heck's wrong with Rodgers, still wins.
I don't know.
Huge win.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're good, but there's been some weeks where they just didn't look that good. So I don't really know. I mean, especially week 1, obviously, but
hey, we'll fix this toe. Don't worry about
it. All right. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be going after it.
Now, I did not get to watch a lot of the games. Here we go, Mr. Reed. Pay attention. I didn't get to watch a lot of the games because I was in Jacksonville for game 3 of my 3-game Florida tour. Amazing that the Falcons went 2-1 during this stretch with a loss to the Bucs, but it was interesting. I don't know what to make of Trevor Lawrence. The fans are still rightfully optimistic as they should be, being this early on. It's way too early to panic. I'm worried about his comfort level. And he seems to do well when they resort to more of a college style offense, which obviously makes all the sense in the world. but the accuracy was not quite there. So
Yeah, I'm a little
We'll see,
worried.
but-
I mean, for him to be the second pick, I feel like he should be performing better for me, but I don't know. We'll see. It's still early.
I mean,
It's
this
only-
is the guy. This is the guy since I would say
Yeah.
Luck, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be
Luck.
like the greatest thing
He's
since
struggling
Luck.
way more than I ever thought he would this year.
Yeah.
He's not completely without. I mean, I know his Robert. Well, Trent goes down. I know these guys aren't huge names, but they're reliable. They're Chenault's been okay. Marvin Jones has been fine. Like they're not incredible names, but they're better names than I would say most first round picks or first overall picks get. Better weapons than that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Urban. But Mr. Patterson, 2 more touchdowns. This is absolutely insane. I don't know what to make of this. I'm worried that we're going to pay him a lot in the offseason because that's the most Falcons thing to do is hit the start to it. But I don't know.
Did you see today? Because I saw it on Twitter earlier, and I had a meeting, so I couldn't share it. The defensive coordinator, he said that he has Patterson in for some packages on defense. And the
He's the
depth
third
chart
safety.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the third safety on the depth chart. Yeah.
Yeah. Old Dean Pease, which the defense has. I don't know, because I'm starting to be more and more of a believer in your offense kind of dictates your defense to a large extent. Because you're gonna tell me, I mean, I used to say when the Falcons had this high-powered offense during the playoffs and Super Bowl run, singular, that I hope our defense catches up before our offense falls off. Because that's just because the defense was terrible, right? Obviously. And our defense has gotten a lot better. AJ Terrell, you're going to hear more and more about him as time goes on. He's the best little hidden gem at quarterback that a lot of people don't know right now. But it appears it's going that way. But then I'm like, was the defense bad when the offense was good because the offense was just flying up and down the field? And is the defense now good because the offense can't move? So that they're, I don't know. It just seems like they go hand in hand, and I don't know, what's driving what there. But Jerem, Niners got Kirk Cousins lined up under the guard, absolutely losing his mind. What'd you
beautiful.
see Sunday?
Beautiful. I didn't even notice it at first. I didn't notice it till
I
after
didn't
the
notice
game
it at all.
because they were rushing to get the play set. I
Right.
think they would have, even if he was lined up under the center, they were still calling timeout because he wasn't getting lined up anyways. But it was pretty hilarious that he was on the guard. But yeah, Niners are playing the way they played 2 years ago. Finally, ball control. They got the ball with 8 minutes left in the first half. I think they were tied at that point, and they kept the ball the whole half and scored a touchdown, like right at the end of the half. And then they got the ball to start the third quarter, drove all the way down again and got a touchdown. Like that was the game right there. But Elijah Mitchell, stud, looking like a 5th round steal, as we talked about earlier in our
Right.
KDFL draft. Mike keeps saying Debo's the best running back in the NFC West. I now agree. He might be the best running back in the NFC. Oh, I don't understand. He's not. What's he caught? 1 ball in the last 2 weeks. He's just been running
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
Is
Now he's hurt, though, so.
He's gonna? Well, yeah, we were waiting on this, right, with Debo.
we have been waiting on it. It worried me whenever he.
Get so much usage, and they use him at running back. Like,
Yeah, but the way it was kind of fluky. If you saw the injury, like it was a run play, but he was about to get blown up, and I think he was trying to just like slide down so he didn't get blown up, and
you listen to the big brain.
he just pulled something there.
Yeah, yeah, that's the downside of the big brain.
That's the downside.
Whoops.
You're
Sorry,
not used to
Debo.
doing that.
Sorry, Debo.
But hopefully, they said it's not nothing major, so hopefully he'll only miss like a game. So
Well, I got you on here. Trey Sermon, is that just a whiff? Is that just doghouse? You're not coming out?
I think it's just a whiff, man. He doesn't look good when he does. He had 1 decent game. Other than that, though, it's like he doesn't hit the hole hard, and that was a big thing with Tevin Coleman the last couple of years for the Niners. He didn't with Shanahan's zone scheme. You just have to trust the blocks and hit it. And Sermon, it's like he hesitates, and then by the time he goes, there's nothing there.
It's a very complicated blocking scheme.
Right.
Like O-line they do, if you really break it down, they do a lot in
Yeah.
in one given play.
Yeah, there's constant movement, and you have
Right.
to trust where they're going to be. And I think he's just used to shotgun handoff in college, and he's just not there yet.
See, that's like a perfect example of I'm very bad to if this person if you can put whoever in this system and it's just going to work.
Yeah.
It's just going to work and Shanahan, running back under Shanahan, like I always said, like if you can't play quarterback under Shanahan, you can't do it anywhere. The running back as well, I kind of feel the same. But I do get it is pretty complicated. So, all right, boys. Anything else? Are the Seahawks done? Is this like the end of the Russell Wilson perennial? He's never had a losing season. Is this like the end of the Russell Wilson perennial playoff team? Like, are they just gonna bounce back next year, or is this?
No, I think they're done. I think this is it. I mean,
Yeah.
He's getting old, and then I don't know. Seems like the guys around him are getting hurt a lot, and they don't have a lot of weapons right now. I don't feel like
DK can be taken out of a game too easily to be a.
Because he can't run routes.
He cannot. That was the heart from the beginning.
Always.
And I have egg on my face from calling him a reach in the draft because he's just dominating.
I thought I refused to draft him.
Yeah.
All you can do is run straight. And it's finally like they figured out how to cover him.
just step in front of him.
Stay with him. He's not gonna go this way or this way.
And let's see. One more question I would have. Do you think the football team sticks with Heineke going into next year? I guess it depends on how this wraps up. But he shows flashes, man. He shows.
He doesn't look bad, really. I mean, he's looked like a decent quarterback. So, I mean,
I
they
think
might
they
as
can give
well.
him another run.
Yeah.
Next year.
He's not even in a full season yet, right? Because we learned of him against the playoffs against Brady.
Yeah.
But he's not in full season at all.
He is fun to watch. He's like that college quarterback. Like he just running around.
Maybe it's the 4, but it's very far looking to me.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe it could be just the 4 and the fact that he just chucks it. But yeah. All right, fellas. Now let's get to the topic of today's show. KDFL trade deadline is in a little under 3 hours, but on Sunday night, or we'll say it started then. I'd say really started. We've had a few deals here and there. Sunday night, just an avalanche of deals hit this league. Let's start it off. We'll do a little bit of reaction to these trades. I think these are in order.
Some of them.
I don't know.
If you're going straight from the spreadsheet.
We'll go straight from the spreadsheet just so we all know where we're at, but and get some reactions, get some thoughts of what you thought happened. And at the end, we'll do our main winners and losers from the entire trade deadline period. So start off. Look, we have two notorious. This is the theme of this episode. We have two notorious teams that are known for their irrational, dark view of the planet. And they both, I don't know if it is something in the stars, maybe some astrology at work here, but at the same time, they just convince themselves that it's over. The world's come crashing down. It's time to sell off what were championship contending teams at basically identical times. It's really weird. But we'll start off with the River Rats shipping off Aaron Rodgers to guest co-host Mike McGee's Marmot Midnight Riders. He gets Aaron Rodgers. Detroit gets the 2022 first and Rondale Moore. Mike, let's get your thinking first of the deal here.
Well, man, you guys said it probably on the first pod, maybe the season preview show of the show was I was going to have a heck of a time figuring out what quarterbacks to play. And that has certainly played out throughout the course of the season. Teddy B, he's been steady. He's been really average. Zach Wilson, has not been very good, and he got hurt. Baker's playing based on one arm and one leg at this point. Darnold, he started off hot. Now he's on the IR, and he's probably done. So, I don't know. When you need a quarterback and you're gonna get the playoffs, and you're like, is Zach Wilson really gonna be my QB2? as I go in the playoffs. I've floated between third and I've floated between third and fourth in points. So I know this is the best team I've ever had, but there's levels to this stuff, and Germ and Nick are here, and you want to get there, so you got to do something to improve yourself. So Detroit put it out there, and like 30 seconds later, I was like, "Hey, man, what's the price tag?" So here we go.
I mean, if you're selling off like Detroit was saying he was doing, Aaron Rodgers is a prime candidate to do it with. I like the first round pick. I like him getting that. I don't even mind. I mean, Rondale Moore, huge upside.
Yeah.
I mean,
this trade is probably my favorite of all the crazy trades that happened.
in terms of what though? Balance?
Yes. Because
Okay.
it's good. It makes sense for both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Detroit didn't need to he didn't need to sell everything.
Oh,
But
he did.
if you're going to,
No.
you gotta send Rodgers. Otherwise it's pointless. And you're getting a first, which is fine. I don't love this draft class, but it's fine. And then Rondale Moore, I mean, he's got huge upside. And Hopkins is already slowing down. So Moore could be their best fantasy receiver.
He showed flashes this year.
Yeah. But he's had a couple huge games.
Huge games.
And Mike obviously had to get the quarterback, and that makes him so much better. So I think that's a perfect trade for both teams.
Yeah, I mean,
Given
I feel like it's
what they were trying to do.
the most
Thank you,
even
sir.
trade that happened. But I just think
Oh, Phil.
Mike's
Phil's already.
first round pick is likely going to be no better than 10th. And how many good guys do you really get that late in the first round? I mean, most of the good
Okay.
guys are like top 5, if that.
I guess I'm doing this like half a year early, right? Or 3/4 of a year early right now, though. But if it is a bad draft class like we think it's going to be, would you not want to be stacked towards the front? There's not depth.
Yeah,
we
but I
don't
mean-
think there's depth in this draft class. Everybody's going to be at the front, the stars, supposedly.
But even the
Obviously,
ones
we
that
don't
do
know.
have depth, I feel like we don't even get good guys in the second round or late first round.
Even then, though,
I mean, you
everybody's-
don't, Phil. I mean,
everybody's always desperate for first rounders.
I'm sorry, who
Me
the
especially.
guys who drafted?
defensive rookie. Okay. Look. Yeah, first round picks have become gold in this. Like, I
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
think this league is starting to swing so far the other way.
Yeah.
Remember when this league very first started? I didn't draft for the first 2 or 3 years because I was like, I'll just take, I'll take C plus Victor Cruz and deal with it for my second because I know what he is. I don't know who these stupid guys are.
I'm the
Here,
complete
LJ,
opposite
take a-
now. Like as soon as the draft class
I know what
is
you're
out,
gonna
I
do.
trade my first round pick every time.
Take a first rounder for Richard Sherman. You just
It wasn't a first.
It was a first. I swear it was.
No, I thought it was a fourth. Was it really a fourth?
No, it was like a first rounder in the
I
second
needed a
season.
shutdown corner. We're trying to build a mentality.
Shut down
Little,
corner.
little did I know that a shutdown corner is worthless
I
in
wish-
fantasy. They don't throw towards the guy.
I wish we had the trade vaults from like 2012 to 2014. There was some
Oh.
bad
Oh
trades.
God.
Hey, let's just never talk about our NBA trades. Let's just never bring that
I
up.
took Mike, the corner Dallas that was supposed to be shut down. Claiborne, more Claiborne. I took him in the
Smoke
second
Claiborne.
round of the rookie draft because I was like, yeah, I'll get that corner.
The funny thing about him, everybody was after him.
I could have traded.
LJ wanted him so bad.
I could have traded 3 firsts for him.
You could have.
LJ said, "What farm do you want?" And I said, "No, sir. I
We
got
were
my
so
guy."
stupid.
Right after Kendall White in the first round.
No.
All right. Okay. So next up, Detroit back again, loading up on that draft class. He gets James 2022 first, and Bustin's 2022 second. And Bustin gets DK Metcalf based on what we just did like 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna say that we think DK might be in some trouble here.
Yeah. Now look, I don't like DK. I just poo-pooed on him a little bit. But
Do you think
this
this was
is
not
one-
fair? This trade.
this is one where DK is still so young,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and his value, his name, is still worth way more than a 9th, 10th, 11th pick, and I guess it's gonna be what, like probably 9 to 12, and then pick what, 14,
Yeah.
because it's Boston's.
And there's a complete
Yeah.
chance it's pick 13 and 4 or 12 and 13, right?
Yeah, so I mean it'll be two picks between like 9 and 14.
Yeah.
But I just think with those 2 picks, you're hoping to get somebody that's as good as DK.
My thing is, if you're a dynasty league, youth is what you're wanting to build around.
Right. And he's got somebody who has shown what he can do and is still like 23 years old.
Yeah.
But okay, Russ goes somewhere else next year, like is on the tea leaves. That is a huge problem potentially.
And I do think Russ will be somewhere else next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gone. Yeah.
So
I mean, Geno Smith is in Seattle, guys. Come on.
God, I want to know in my lifetime how many times I've heard Phil say Geno. It just brought
feel
back so
like-
many memories of you screaming Geno.
But I feel like it was front loaded for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, like 99% of the times I've said it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's the first one I've heard in a while, but there's a lot of them.
where did he go in our rookie draft? It had to be first round.
Who?
Gino, when his time came.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was probably top 5 at least, I would say.
What year was it?
I don't even remember.
Well,
Were
here
we
it is.
already-
I went right to it. 2013. He was picked
2013.
8 actually by Reed,
Yeah.
Mm.
who is the W hater.
But that's one where everybody goes, oh, no.
Yeah.
That was the draft. Since I'm looking at the page here,
Let's do it.
that was the draft where I had 4 first-round picks, and my picks were Monty Ball, Aaron Dobson, Eddie Lacy, and Marcus Lattimore, who never played.
You took Dobson the first?
Yeah, 5th overall.
You did.
Dude, the class was so bad.
Man.
Look
Yeah,
at the class,
EJ
how bad it
Manuel,
was.
I was so sure EJ Manuel, dude. I was so excited. EJ
feel
Manuel's
like-
the guy.
I feel like
The
Dobson,
legend
didn't
of
he have a
Cordero
couple good
Patterson.
games, though? Dobson? I feel like he had a couple
Yeah,
of games.
He did. Yeah.
he
Like,
did,
he
but
showed
there's
some
no chance
flashes.
in the world that he goes in the top round now with
Oh,
how
yeah.
much smarter
Yeah,
we
there's no
are
way.
about this stuff.
That was just a terrible draft class, though.
Yeah.
Tavon, number 1 overall.
That was.
Hey!
Yeah.
Rerun. Caught a touchdown. It's Falcons last week. Tavon. All right. Now, next up. Now, this is the one. This is the one that brought the kids to the dance right here. Now, the belly bearded bastards. I've never seen somebody hate their own team more. A championship team. Championship team. He messages me all the time. I hate my team. I hate it. I hate it. He sends off. I even forgot that Russ was in this. He sends off. Okay, he gets Travis Etienne a 22 seconds, a 23 first, and he sends off Alvin Kamara and Russ Wilson. A big and right there. Take it away,
That was
somebody.
Just. That was just
Go
weird.
Go ahead, Phil. Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
I mean, come on. Like, you could have got that package for, like, one of those guys, and you gave up both of them? I mean, Alvin Kamara was still an RB10 before that trade. Even if he's not, doesn't have Drew Brees throwing to him, he's still a top 10 running back. And I know Russell Wilson's getting old, but I mean, still, he can put up
He's
some
not
points,
that
so-
old. What is he, 30?
Well, yeah.
33.
He's not.
I feel like for him, though, because, he runs a lot and he's got hit a lot, so I feel like he's a little older than a normal quarterback would be. But, I mean, still, that was way too much. Everybody
What do you
else
think,
speechless, or no?
I'll go last.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, I think that. No, I mean, I think that. I told Matt this. I thought his team was good. I just thought he had some bad luck.
Yeah.
He's got quality players. Same thing with Detroit. I remember 2 years ago, whenever I was struggling and I had Tyreek and Keenan Allen, them guys, and people came wanting them, and I was like, I think my team's not bad. I just don't have any quarterbacks, and I need to change that, get better in a couple places. And I made a decision. I'm not trading everybody off. I'm going to hang on to them, get in the next season, see what happens. And I think I've made the playoffs, and now I'm off and going. So it's a great trade by LJ for the value that he got. I'm not gonna harp on that at all. And Matt would send off Russ, who's 33, Kamara, what is Kamara, like 28,
26,
27, something like that? Is he 26?
Yeah.
So, I would have personally been a little more patient, get into next season and see what happens. But, he obviously he could have got a little more. But you're right. You're exactly right in what you said. He hates his team.
All right, Jeremy, you want to go loud? You said, okay. Here's the thing. This is the devil's advocate somewhat. if there's any chance that Taysom Kamara's value could plummet pretty hard in these upcoming weeks, because he was awful with Taysom Hill when he came, because Taysom Hill doesn't need him like a stationary quarterback does, and he's getting a little bit older. I think you could have probably got a couple firsts. Etienne, I don't know what to make of it, because I completely different reasons. Same reason why my team wasn't good enough to be able to trust me taking Chase. I couldn't trust me taking him either because of the risk that comes with him, with these injuries and how he might be used. But I don't know. Maybe I don't think it's as far apart as people are acting, because I think maybe one other first is fine. But I don't know, Jan, what
that
do you
might
think?
be true, but one other first is a huge asset.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with Matt. So with fantasy, especially when you have a lot of injuries. Last year I had a lot of injuries. Mike just talked about 2 years ago he had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to be like, all right, this year isn't going to happen.
Yep.
Matt is too high when things are good, and he is too low when things are bad. He lives on every moment of every week with every single one of his fantasy players. They can't have a bad streak or a bad game or two. He just folded. I've told Mike 100 times, and you guys too, Matt has the best starting lineup. He has no depth whatsoever because he traded it all.
Yep.
When healthy, Matt had the best starting lineup in our league. I don't think anybody would argue that.
Right.
But so he had some injuries and he didn't have the depth to replace them with. So instead of just saying, hey, this isn't the year, next year we'll get some depth, build the team back up. No, he just traded away probably his two best assets in the same trade. I hate trading the two best players in the same trade. If he would have done this, like separated them, did Kamara for ETN in a first, or even did Kamara for ETN in a second, all right, like I wouldn't even think that much of it. But doing it all in the same trade is just silly to me. He could have, for Russell Wilson, he probably should have got 2 first rounders for Russell Wilson.
You think I don't think there's no way.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I traded 2 first rounds for Jalen Hurts.
I think what makes it so
there's no one that wouldn't rather start Jalen Hurts than Russell Wilson right now.
I think
I
what makes it so
what you're saying,
unbalanced is Kamara and Wilson not the two best pieces in the entire trade?
Oh yeah.
I mean, so he gave up the 2 best pieces for 3 pieces that were lesser than those 2 guys.
Okay. The bet they had, because this was firing off between him and Tim and another text thread. The bet they have is Kamara or Etienne next 3 years total fantasy points.
Okay, and look, even if ETN wins that, ETN's value right now is terrible.
Yeah.
Kamara's might be going down soon, but he's still a top 10 running back. I feel like he could have got more than just the ETN. Like he could have got more picks. He could have got another younger player in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, the bet that Tim said I wouldn't take was absolutely ridiculous. It was that Kamara to finish in the top top 5 running back the next 3 years, or no, top 10 running back the next 3 years. But he can't miss more than 2 games in a year. And I'm like, hey, you're free rolling me. Because if he doesn't do it, chances are it's because he's old. Because he's older and he's getting a little more banged up. Yeah, you're free rolling me. You have no lose situation in it. So that's why I didn't have the guts for the bet. Anyway. Now
I just don't think you needed to trade him. He should have just sit still.
Yeah.
Do we have another? We do have another pharmacist trade, right? Because I do want to hit on
Hopkins.
Okay, we have one more big one. Yeah, we have one big. Okay, so we'll hit on that towards the end. All right, next up, Nick, the Gamblers. I didn't even see this. This is kind of not worth even talking about. I didn't know Adrian Peterson got traded.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing this one either.
I don't know. Connor Peterson in the 4th. Busted got a first.
I think that's first. Yeah.
It's basically a first for Connor, is what they're doing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, for his
Which
value
isn't
right
terrible because Edmonds is in his contract. He probably won't be there next year. Connor he's leading the league in touchdowns still. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Rushing touchdowns, I mean. That could be decent value, but
Well,
Yeah, but he could
Bustin
have got
was
Kamara
smart.
apparently.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I think Bustin was smart because I think that happened right after Connor's game versus the Niners when he just went nuclear.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bustin. There's always a method to Bustin's madness.
dude,
Yeah.
I think Jeremy's picked up on this. Jeremy's picked up on this now too. One of his players will have like a 80-yard game and a touchdown, or it may even have a 25-yard run that red zone flip to. And this man is on the
right now.
computer, on the block.
Hey, who's on the block right now? Tony Pollard.
Tony?
Yeah.
He's always cashing in.
Yeah.
I just picture him running down the ramp like Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase every time he's trying to make a trade.
I picture him as the guy at the ladder that gets to the top and then climbs back up and gets to the top. Just the man's addicted to rebuilding. I think he's got a knack for it. He's addicted to it.
Oh,
Hey,
He's
I
going to
will
be
say,
the KDFL farm team.
I will say, making all those trades is really fun when you get to accept a
I
trade.
wouldn't know. I make one player deal for a pick or a swap, and I'm sweating bullets for 2 hours staring at my phone,
Yeah.
watching combine
that
film.
Jalen Hurts trade literally took me 2 months.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're moving right on. The Bustin shows up again. We've done traded off. Okay, Bustin gets AJ Brown. Matt gets a 22 first, a 23 first, a 23 fourth, a 23 fifth. We now traded away AJ Brown and DK Metcalf in the same trade deadline for two teams that are rebuilding.
Here's the thing. I like getting the 2 first for AJ Brown. That's good. But why are you trading AJ Brown again?
Injured. He really did
He's
lose
injured
everyone.
now. But I mean, what is he? 23, 24 years old. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
top fantasy wide receiver for the next set of years. I don't know.
Matt definitely got the best value of any of the trades Matt made. This is
Sure,
the one
yeah.
he got the most value back.
It's 2 straight years of injury for AJ
But-
Brown, is it not?
Yeah. Yeah, he's only had he was healthy. Wasn't he fully healthy last year? Didn't he blow up
I
last
thought
year,
he-
like 1,400 yards, something crazy?
I thought
Last year
he
was
had
a
some time out
blow.
last year.
Yeah. And the year before that, he was banged up.
Did he screw him in the playoffs? I'll look it up.
I can't remember now.
I think that's right.
And with him getting, and I guarantee you that was a big part of it, getting the 2023 Detroit's first. Now that Detroit has a bad team now going into next year, so that
Yeah.
Detroit first in 2023 could be a really good pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I probably would have traded AJ Brown.
AJ Brown did not play
No.
in the fantasy playoffs last year. That's what it was.
So
Yeah, see, that's what pissed me off about Andrew Luck. I traded him like immediately after the championship game in our league. I don't
Hey,
remember
this
what
just
year
saying I'm
it was
completely
early
wrong.
on. But he finished with like
What?
1 point, I think.
Phil, that's what happens to me every year with Julio Jones.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
kidding. He played a full year. Had a good year too.
Didn't he have like 1,400 yards?
He had 1,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it? I thought he had a ton.
He blanked for you in the championship week. I mean, 10.4 in the semifinals and 4.3 in championship. So, I mean, he had a lot of feast or famine weeks. There's a lot of 2 points, a 6 point, and then some 25, some 22s. So it's feast or famine. So, as we said, hey, the man lives his life 1/4 mile at a time. All gas, no brakes, whatever slogan you want to use. For better or worse, it's the same mentality that got him CMC, and we thought a surefire championship. So take the good with the bad.
There's no in between with them.
No.
no.
All right. Let me get back.
That one I
to-
didn't mind though.
It's either 1 week
Did
he
y'all like
wants,
how I?
1 week he actually tolerates me, or the next week he wants to murder me. I mean, there's no in between.
Yeah, there's no in between.
Did y'all like how I said AJ Brown missed the fantasy playoffs, which was week 13, which means that I was looking at this year. It was like he hadn't played.
Nice.
Next up, all right. This one is. I think I'm going to disagree with you guys on this one. Mike gets Devontae Adams and the 22 third. Detroit gets the 23 first. Oh, I didn't know it was 23. And J.K. Dobbins. Mike, you go ahead and in the driver's seat for this one first.
Yeah. Once I got Rodgers, I really had no intention of doing much of anything else. And I got busy, was it yesterday? And I got on Discord and I saw Germ's tweet. that Debo was hurt.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
I thought, oh no, and it's a groin, so that can be a nagging deal. Didn't know the timeline, and he was still floating Adams out there. I was like, okay, what's the price tag? And he told me, Dobbins. And I was like, okay. Let me tell you what, I sweated over that thing for 4 hours because he told me, because I offered us, okay, first and Dobbins. He said, well, I like your deal the most. I think I went through like 6 or 7 dynasty calculators online. I went to Reddit and typed that thing into those guys.
I've done it.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
And I explained the situation, what I was dealing with, and I got the consensus of go for it. If you got a team, you can win it, go for it. And as much as I like Dobbins, gives me a chance to go get another top 5. I think he's number 4 fantasy receiver. So now I have the number 2, 3, 4, 5 fantasy receivers in my lineup. And with Rodgers,
ridiculous.
I like Dobbins, man, but that gives me another pass catcher. It gives me an opportunity to I could sit Teddy B and start a receiver at the OP who averages more points than him. So makes me a little stronger. Like I said, much as I hate giving him up, I still like the deal for me.
Yeah, Detroit messaged me and said there was no way I'm doing this. I'm not leaving this deal with Dobbins without Dobbins. Dobbins is a crucial piece. Now, to me, this is the one that makes the most sense for both teams involved because Mike's getting that stack for the last dance. Like that's the whole thing,
stack.
which I told Detroit. I was like, that's the stack you want. This is it. This is their last time in theory, their last time together, we think. And you assume they're just going to ball out. Here's the risk with Adams, and it's the same thing with Metcalf. What happens to him next? People underestimate how dependent. Yeah, there's world-class athletes. They're studs. They're still very dependent on who's throwing the ball. Running back can almost make it work. Talent's talent, but wide receivers can be neutralized real quick if they get in a bad situation with the quarterback.
I mean, I feel like obviously Mike is making this trade for this playoff run this year. I mean,
I'm talking about Detroit moving on from him.
Oh yeah.
That's why it makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, this still, I'm not. Maybe it's because I'm not sold on Dobbins. I don't know. I don't like him that much. And then he gave him a pick with Devontae Adams. Like I feel like just Devontae, it might have been a little closer, but you gave him a 3rd round pick too. It just doesn't make sense.
Probably like pick 26 too.
Yeah, it could be picked on. Yeah, it's definitely more than likely going to be a top 3 pick in the 3rd.
Nobody wants to hear me talk about Derrick Henry, but I want to talk about Derrick Henry.
Phil, we talked about it. Go ahead. I'll get the couch back out. We talked about this.
It doesn't matter if we talked about it or not. We talk about shit all the time when you talk about it.
I feel like the chick from Twister with the shit going on. I'm like trying to talk you down in the back of the truck.
Detroit made a comment like it's gonna be a 7th
reference.
Thank you, Mike. I was dying
it was good, yeah.
to get that reference.
Julie,
I don't have any sound drops in Twister.
We got cows, Phil.
I don't have a sound
I think
drop.
it's the same cow.
Anyways, it's gonna be like his 7th year coming up. But I mean, his first season, he gave all the carries away basically to DeMarco Murray, and his second season he split carries with Deion Lewis. And I know he's had over 300, close to 300 several times now. And he's hurt, of course, but I still feel like he's got to get a good 2 to 3 years left. So I don't know.
Why are we talking about Derrick Henry?
Because Phil did the best Brett impersonation.
Because that was what I was trying to give him for Devontae Adams.
About himself.
Have you been shopping Derrick Henry?
Yeah, Jeremy got 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I mean, I have,
Yes. The answer is yes.
I didn't even know that was an option.
And what did I tell? I said, Phil, that is a tough sell.
I've made Derrick Henry available several times in this league, and nobody ever asked me about him.
There's making a player available, and then there's actually making a player available, Phil.
If I put a guy available, he's available. I'm not going to.
You make me give up my firstborn for the guy.
He just needs a first.
I mean, it's Derrick Henry. What do you want me to give him away?
But my whole point was that's a tough sell because a team. He can't help a team this year win a championship.
Exactly.
And he's too old for a rebuild. What are you going to do?
If he was
no man's land with him.
Yeah, if he was healthy right now, I'd for sure be all in on him.
There's definitely
he's not going to help me.
He wouldn't be available if he was healthy. But
Exactly.
But there's
Yin
a
and yang,
chance.
chicken and egg. What are we doing?
He's
Nobody's
likely
trade-
going to
nobody
be
that's
back.
rebuilding is trading for a 27-year-old running back.
But he's likely going to be back for the championship week of our season.
Got
So-
more miles than my F-150, Phil.
But he doesn't though, just because of the last 2 or 3 years. But other than that, I mean, hasn't had that many carries.
Jerem,
He split carries for like his first 2 or 3 years.
welcome to my Monday night, guys. This is what it was.
I'm just happy to hear from him.
I do actually love it. Phil. I love it. Jared, do you have any thoughts on this trade that we started talking with?
I got sidetracked there with Derrick Henry.
I get you, Phil. I get you.
No, I don't really mind this one. When he made Adams available, I did message him. I did debate trading Justin Fields.
Y'all are mind blowing to me.
I debated it, but I have so much depth at receiver that Adams isn't really a huge upgrade for me. It would be going probably from like Amari Cooper to Devontae Adams, which, yeah, that's an upgrade, but that's like a 4 or 5 point upgrade maybe. And there's weeks that Cooper's going out scoring. So, I mean, it's like, who knows? So I didn't think it was worth it. So I kind of just like backed out of it.
I love Dobbins. I love the situation that he's in. I mean, he was going to be, he's a first or second round redraft pick this year before, the injury. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, Adams is a
I'll
stud.
just say this to put a bow on it. Like, I love Dobbins as well. I wanted to get him last year in the draft. Biggest thing concerns me, he's in a heavy run offense. But if you sign Gus Edwards to a 3-year deal, you're going to use him and you're going to put him in situations to succeed. And he vultures a lot of goal line stuff, a lot of touchdown stuff. And so as much as I hate moving on from him, I took that into effect. And plus with Adams, and he's 28 years old right now, he might have the best release in football.
Yeah,
And
right.
Yeah. He has the best release. He's a great route runner. One of the probably top 3 route runners in football. So that extends your career. So that's something I think. Give him a good quarterback. Give him somebody throwing the football. He's going to do his job.
No, here's the thing. If I were you, I would do that trade 100 times out of 100.
100 times, yeah.
If I was Detroit, I'd probably do that trade 100 times out of 100.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like I think it's pretty good trade for both of them.
I do
Yeah,
agree
what
the
they're
extra pick might have been too much.
Yeah, I don't understand that pick. That don't make any sense, but good for you, Mike.
But here's what it was, is I was going to message Jerm about, like, what do you think about this? But then he told me that 4 people messaged him. And I thought, it's got to be Jerm.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't need to know the deals. I said, just tell me. I said, did he message you? And he said, yes, sir. And then he told me who all did. I was like, well, I can't ask him now. Okay.
I never really got into it, though, with him. I gave him a list of who.
Mike's trying to find the cheating spouse. Like, just don't tell me. I don't want no details.
I don't need to know. Just give me
Well,
names.
and Detroit was trying to get more out of me because he was like, well, you'll never guess who's messaging me about Adams now.
Well, that's what you do.
That's
And
how
I
you
was
do it,
like,
bro.
let me
That's what
guess,
you
the
gotta
evil
do.
empire.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, this puts Mike's team in an interesting spot because what he just said, Adams does not overpower you like a Julio or whatever. He doesn't burn past you like a Deshaun Jackson. It really is the type of player that his career can go a little longer. And he has Eckler, who is the type of running back because of what he does. His career can potentially go a little bit longer. So, Andre Eckler, Mike, boom, well done, Phil. A+.
Here's I think that isn't that the last of Mike's trades other than that one.
We only have one more trade we're gonna go over.
All right, we'll go over it and then I'll have a little thing.
Okay. All right. I don't think we need Sony Michelle for a 4th or the 5th.
No.
No.
Like the last one, the Poker Pharmacist. This is, I don't know. Brian Edwards, Chase Edmonds, a 23 second, a 22 fourth, a 22 fifth, a 22 fourth, a 22 fifth. There's not going to be enough spots on your roster. 4, DeAndre Hopkins.
All right, quickly. So trading Hopkins, I understand. I think Hopkins is on the decline.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like LJ just said, hey, here's a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Matt's
You
like,
take this.
all right, I hate everybody on my team. I'll take it. I honestly think that's how the conversation probably went.
No, I think it was like you pick 2 guys, 5 picks, and we'll make it a deal.
I mean, that's a bunch of ugly players that he's trying to make into a pretty deal.
Yeah.
Brian Edwards hasn't shown much of anything at all. Like I
picked
said,
up Brian Edwards like 5 times, and it might be your league, Brett, where I keep picking him up, dropping him, expecting him to blow up, and he never does.
No.
how about this comparison? This is absolutely awful. A poor man's Jason Avant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that. Yeah.
It's the guy you pick up when you need a guy, except this guy. I said on Thursday night, I said, all right, we're getting ready to come up on Brian Edwards catch for the game.
He's
And there
Russell
it was.
Gage. There you go.
Hey, sir. Yeah, but you keep thinking like, oh, he's in a can't lose situation. They lose their top star deep threat wide receiver. They lose Waller in that last game, and still Edwards. No, I mean, if not now, win type deal.
Yeah.
Phil,
What are
go
your
ahead.
thoughts, Mike or Phil?
Not Phil.
Phil,
Go ahead.
Someone.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jerm kind of put it really good that we kind of just threw the trade together, and Matt was like, okay, let's do it. So,
See See, that's why I think LJ's in a position, like, if you want to define win right now with the guys
the
that
most-
he's gotten, you better win right now or maybe next year. Because I mean, you take on Cousins, you take on
Wow.
Hopkins. You know, who knows what Russ is looking like or what team he's on. Kamara, you know, the little knick-knack injuries he's added up. So yeah, I think he's definitely win now, next year. That's it.
My favorite part of this is he has slammed the door on the youth of his team in Polka. We go from having a nice little young core. Nope. Now we have Zeke. Now we have Kamara. Now we have our 2018 All-Star team ready to go. So yes, win this year, win next. Sorry, that's it,
Yeah.
buddy.
That is true. I didn't even think about that with him.
Yeah,
He-
'cause
he's got a 2-year window.
He had 2 first-round picks that have now been Kamara and Zeke because it was ETN, and then the other one he sent to the Evil Empire for Zeke. Shocked you guys right there.
Which turned out to be Jamar Chase.
It did turn out to be Jamar Chase.
terrible
say that.
pick. Terrible pick.
I think this trade, by the way, this trade was when I got the feel. Is everyone smoking crack or am I lost my mind?
Yeah.
This was the one. Phil was the car teetering on the cliff, and this
I
was just
mean-
full send. Boom.
Trading
Uh,
Hopkins is fine. It's just he got a
Uh,
bunch of crap.
It was building up.
Yeah.
And
This was the volcano?
somebody
The
lit the,
Philcano.
somebody lit the.
I just
cigarette
want somebody to
gas
take Derrick Henry, damn it. Jesus.
Well, you can't make him available after he breaks his leg and expect somebody
Yeah.
to want him.
Yeah.
Well, why would I trade him when he's fine? I'm going to need him.
Why would
I'm trying to trade him to a team that's not going to need him right now.
This is the best Phil moment ever because this is like
Phil, would any team in a championship right now want Deshaun Watson, buddy? Does anybody want him?
I'm not trying to trade him with somebody who's going to try to win a championship. Detroit is
who wants
selling.
to rebuild with a 27-year-old running back?
I could trade Andy
I'm
Dalton,
telling
Phil.
you, he's got at least 2 or 3 more good years.
I agree with
Yeah, he
you.
does. He
but-
probably does.
I agree.
But how?
But
Okay,
if
but
you're rebuilding, you're probably not going to win in the next 2 or 3 years.
Oh, now,
Yeah.
real quick, go around the horn. Phil, let's go.
real quick though, no, let's not move. Hold on. So
Okay, take it
how
away.
many how many good years do you think Dobbins is going to have in his career? Maybe
He's
one.
got 5 or 6 left.
No, there's no way he's going to have that many good years. 1 or
5,
2, maybe.
4 or 5.
And
I
he's
mean,
gonna,
right now, who would I rather have? I'd rather have Henry for sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Dobbins is not going to have as many good seasons as Henry has, and probably won't even have.
The problem is Henry's is yesterday.
But
It
I
already
don't think
happened.
he
I don't
is.
get those points, Phil. Yeah,
I'm
but the
saying
point is the
you
years
may
you're talking
have
about that he already
2
had.
to 3 good years for Henry in the next 2 or 3 years. Dobbins may have 1 good year within the next 5.
Okay, so would you
No,
have
I don't think
traded?
so.
Would
I
you have
think so.
traded Henry and a first rounder for Devontae Adams?
No, probably
Who, by
not.
the way, okay. Well, by the way, it was a lumberjack, Devontae Adams.
Yeah, at one point.
Was he really?
Yes,
I've
it
done
was
forgot about
Chubb.
this stuff.
It was Adams for Chubb. with Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, I had Derek Carr, I had Devontae Adams, I had who else? I don't know. I've traded a bunch of really
Phil
good
has
guys.
a completely different team every year.
Yeah,
Phil's the only one of us playing redraft.
yeah.
It's a whole different league.
Except the league doesn't work that way.
Ah. Maybe you're playing chess, my man.
I
All
don't know.
right. All right. Give us let's go positive first, Phil. Give us your
I
winner
don't know. Who cares?
from this draft situation. From this trade deadline.
I don't know. The team that traded a lot of players.
What?
Oh,
I'm gonna
Taylor's just
go.
taking it to the
Let's see.
negative
I mean, I don't know. I think LJ probably won this. Honestly, I mean, he's got some really good guys out of this trade deadline. I mean,
All right, Mike.
yeah.
Oh, it's me. Come on.
And Night Riders. Jeremy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a good point too.
Thanks, Phil.
Sorry.
All right, so I'll caveat this.
Oh, if you take mine, I'm gonna be pissed.
Look, Mike wins as far as winning now. for sure.
Ah, damn it. Go ahead.
But the winner of this trade deadline
Damn it.
is the Buston.
Oh, okay, no. Okay, hell no.
Buston set back and traded players for picks all season, just waiting for Matt and Detroit to just blow up and completely rebuild their team for no freaking reason. And then he pounced on them. So he now has a wide receiving core of A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, and Chase Claypool. And he has a top 3 pick this year because he sucked all year. So it'll be a 2 or 3 probably. A lot of it could be number 1. And he still has, even though he just made these trades for those 3 guys, he still has 5 first-round picks in 2023. Still has 5. He's got 4
Yeah,
other
he
ones and
did
his
get
own.
Claypool, Metcalf. and
I don't know how he
Brown, yeah.
did that. How do you get 5 first
Exactly.
round
How
picks?
did he do that?
Look at
Maybe I
what-
traded
look at-
in multiple by accident. I
He
don't know.
traded away 2 first rounders this
Yeah.
year, and I hate this year's class. He traded away my first rounder and Phil's first rounder. So that's pick 7 through 12, no matter what. And he traded away Detroit's first next year. But he's still sitting on 5 of the first rounders next year. He's got Herbert and Kyler. He just traded for an entire
Not
wide
next
receiver
year,
core.
the year after, right?
Right, 2023.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said a quarterback though. I mean, like those are
Yeah, he set
two
a
solid
quarterback. Now
pieces.
he's set at receiver, and he's got 6 first rounders the next 2 years to play with.
Yeah.
Bustin, winner of the trade deadline, when he wasn't even trying to.
I just love the idea that this was a plan. That's my favorite part. I know it wasn't a plan.
Look.
I know he was just bored.
I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
matter if it was or it wasn't.
I
It still
s-
happened.
I
but-
swear to you, he's got a plan. Swear
He's just
to
going to blow up this team and rebuild it again.
He sticks to his guns though, more than any of us, more than me.
Yeah.
Everybody has a price, and then
Yeah.
everybody like lowers their price a little bit to come down to a trade. Bustin does not do that. I tried for 2 months to
No.
not trade 2 first rounders for Jalen Hurts, and he never would budge.
All right. I thought you were going to take mine for sure. My winner of this trade deadline is a man who stayed mostly to the sidelines. Charles Fields, Roxland Renegades. They get vaulted up into the play. He's going to walk into the playoffs now because the 2 teams he would be battling out with just sold off completely. So this man gets to breathe a little bit easier. I don't see a road where
That's
he
true.
doesn't get into the playoffs. And
Yeah.
he has that strong running back core, assuming Swift isn't bad off. He has that 3, Taylor, Montgomery. Montgomery's schedule in the playoffs is very nice. Montgomery, Taylor, and Swift. Tua's playing a lot better. This guy is poised to make a run in the playoffs, and he just lost. 2 of his competition just went by the wayside in theory. So that's my big winner. And I thought to God you were going to take that, Jeremy.
And this might be the first year he beats me in the playoffs. I think he's like 0-3 against me in the playoffs so far, but it's not. If we play this year, that's not going to happen, I'm sure.
Mr. Positivity. On that positive note,
Dude, my team is falling
Phil,
apart.
on that positive note, Phil, give us your loser of this trade deadline.
I mean, it's got to be me, right? Like I didn't make anything happen. I didn't get any better. All my guys are getting hurt. Yeah. I almost said a word. I didn't want to say that word, but my season's over.
Oh, get the
Basically.
5-second delay
I'm
ready.
gonna walk into the playoffs. Everybody else is really running by me.
That's a weird way to phrase that with that language. It's usually a positive thing. Walking into the playoffs.
That's true.
Mike, you're winning.
I'm walking backwards into the playoffs. How's that?
There you go.
I mean, it has to be Phil by default. Just the past couple of days, just the anger continuing to rise. Just the guy was getting ready to just explode all over. I'm surprised he stayed quiet in the Discord. I couldn't believe it. Yeah,
I mean,
Not in every channel.
at one point in this season, I was like, I have a really good chance, and nobody else is thinking about this, or maybe somebody is, at our triple crown in our leagues. Like, I'm second in one league in scoring, first in another league, I think, and I was like top 3 in this league. I was like, man, I might have a chance of actually winning all 3 of these in 1 year.
Ooh.
Not anymore.
I mean, you're going to be in the playoffs once you get in.
Dude, I'm
We have
losing. I'm losing
2
first
more
round.
weeks of regular season football, and you probably might not play in the first round, depending.
I'm losing in the first round, or second round, whenever I play first.
Jam, you're a loser.
Real quick though, since Phil's talking about how he's been doing and backing into the playoffs here with the beep beep, back to the Phil Doza line that I talked about earlier. So Phil last week scored 200 points. I was looking to see who's hot right now. The last 4 games, I did the averages of the playoff teams. The last 4 games, Phil's average 200 points.
That's absolutely incredible. It's like
right on
It's
200
ridiculous.
points. Now, I want you guys to check the projections for next week's game.
oh, it's 200. I know he's projected 200.
But you know the crazy thing about that is,
200 points on the nose.
you know the crazy thing about that is that I have picked up and dropped a couple guys and moved my roster around,
It doesn't
and
matter.
it still is at 200 points.
the Phil
like the
Doza
movie
line
23.
is inevitable.
It's the movie 23. You see it everywhere.
Literally, yeah.
Oh,
Jared.
hang on. We've got breaking news. We have a trade.
Oh, let's hear it.
oh,
We have a trade. Oh, me and Detroit.
Why are you acting surprised?
I know what this is.
Huh? Because it just happened.
Okay.
I texted him 10 minutes ago and I said, hey, let's do the trade. I can announce it on pod.
Oh, my God. You caught him into doing this just so you can
I
do this.
did. Just,
No. Detroit.
I trade tight end Dallas Goddard.
Oh, no. This is the. No.
Wide receiver Van Jefferson. A 2023 second and a 2022 third
For who?
Travis Kelce.
Mm.
Woo! Oh, feels good.
I'm jumping jam right now.
Sorry.
My loser
I'm tired of talking about
was
this trade.
going
Let's
to
go.
be the South Hills Evil Empire.
Oh, what about now?
No, I don't know about now because the point of it was I was getting abstract again, like I did with my winner. The point of it was you just got renewed competition out of nowhere for the championship run. Mike's got a lot better. LJ's got a lot better for this year. The competition got a lot harder with through no fault of your own. So that was my point. You could throw Nick in the same basket. Now it's shifting to Nick. Nick, you're the loser of this trade deadline. Gamblers.
My loser for the trade deadline is I gotta put them together. It's Matt in Detroit.
It's a cradle of anger.
Just because it doesn't make any sense. So we'll have one big angry cloud. They did not need to cause this chaos.
I love it. Though.
They
Chaos
could've-
is a ladder.
Oh,
Right, Mike?
it's fantastic, but
Little finger.
they didn't need to do this.
No.
But they did it, and here we are.
I don't know how I feel about it as a team that, I mean, my team's going to look at, I have the quarterbacks next year. I'll have another high pick, we think. Rebuild should be near done next year. I don't know how I feel because it's like two people just went behind me in line to an extent. We'll see.
That is true. I want to redo. Brett's my loser.
What? I want to
You're not
reaffirm that
rebuilding, and you're not playing now. What are you doing?
damn it, Phil. I'm the wall, dude. I'm always the wall. You get past me to be successful, you stay below me if you're not. That's just what it is. I'm somehow marching towards another 500 record. Didn't even think it was possible.
Brett's still the gatekeeper.
I really am. It's freaking awful. But I would reiterate, the gamblers are my loser. Stop trying to trade me Johnny Smith. I don't want him. Thank you. All right, now. Oh, the trade that didn't happen. It almost happened, guys. This is the part that KDFL didn't know was on the line. On Monday night, there was a deal tentatively in place that sent CMC to Melbourne for Antonio Gibson and some other stuff working in there. If Matt thought that he still had a shot to make one last push, it kind of made sense in a way because obviously you can't help him this year. I didn't know if I was very comfortable with it because I like Antonio Gibson. You get the heartstrings with the people that you trade up to go get, like you targeted him for a long time, and that's what I did. But he loves the beaches down here, boys. He played so well. He said, he heard the rumors. He was on the twit box. He saw it. He said, no. I'll get 24 points without a touchdown for you. That's how I'll show you what I can do.
First of all, I'm just glad you're done talking.
Thank you, Detroit. Now,
This is like a 2-hour podcast, by the way.
This is going to be way more.
It's a 111 right now.
Cuff. It's going to be way more off the cuff. We got 4 people here. It's the trade deadline. It's more of a casual conversation we're just having. We got one third of the league.
I'm tired. I'm getting tired of talking about trades, honestly. So
we're moving on because now we have to.
I made one while we were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Why don't you dive more into the content, Phil? Now,
I have no.
there are still games to be played.
Yeah, I'm talking about it.
So here we go. Oh, real quick, Jeremy, do you think the trade deadline is too late? I wondered that.
Too late. See, we used
There's
to
only
do
2
it.
games left in the.
I know
the season.
we used to do it in like before the final week, so we did move it up to 2 weeks before.
Did we move it up or did the NFL add a game?
No, we moved it up because I think for the last while we've had it with 2 games left. I don't know.
If I would move it, I would just move it to the week of Thanksgiving.
The thing
That's
is,
it.
there's always so many teams that are in the middle that don't know if they want to rebuild or reload, load up. So like we can't have it too early.
No.
Like with the NFL, like real football, you got to do that. But with fantasy, I think it just like right now, if we did this trade deadline 2 weeks ago, none of this stuff would have ever happened.
No.
So it definitely makes it interesting.
I said the week of Thanksgiving, and that's the damn week it is. Well, yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
I think with 2 games left, it's probably best. Maybe with 3 games left would be like the earliest.
That's
I'd
the
wanna do
most
it.
I would do it, if at all. But
Yeah.
I don't know because now it's giving us this, and this has been absolutely nuts. So,
Yeah.
all right, boys, are you ready to make some predictions?
Let's do it.
Real quick, I think the number one thing that pisses me off in life no, this is a live message on the pod. Angry Matt. I think the number one thing that pisses me off right now is going to HBO Max and trying to find Succession or Curb Your Enthusiasm. I go to series and all they show me is stupid woke series I don't give a shit about. I have to manually search for these shows. All right, sorry, I can't. The content falls in my lap. I can't go away. All right,
Never stops being angry.
no,
Always up
content
here.
factory. Oh, dude.
Here all the time.
Take the good with the bad because that's where the success comes from too. So here we go. Week 13. We'll start off. The Renegades, my winners of the trade deadline, hosting my Mega Powers. Projection show 254 for the Renegades, 203 for the beautiful Mega Powers. I'll go around the clock or counterclockwise from what I see here. Mike, Jeremy, then Phil, then back to me. Go ahead, Mike.
I'll be quick. Give me Eric.
You can be a little slower. Don't have to be so sure.
There's something about the Mega Powers and sneaking in the playoffs.
I hate it.
Every year.
6%.
He's got a 6% chance right now.
6%.
Eric is at an all-time high. He's what, 90% chance he's getting in, and he's only 6-6.
Yeah, like 94.
I wish the projection was closer so that I could actually defend this. But I have to just stick with Eric. Last week they were chanting in Indianapolis to run the damn football. So JT's going to get the ball. Waddle's blowing up. Renegades big. Sorry, bro. I don't know
if I want to win.
I love when you back into the playoffs. It's my favorite thing.
Freaking hate.
Yeah, I've got to keep it a consensus pick here. The Renegades are going to win pretty easily, I think, and going to start their run to get into the playoffs.
seem to have gotten way more questionable than I was when I first looked at this earlier today. I don't know. It's been some practice hangups there in old Melbourne, but Russell Gage was mentioned earlier. You try to besmirch his good name. I will have you know 16, 13. There's a goose in there. 11 and 18,
Exactly.
just so you know. One goose.
That's the week I picked him up.
It happens. I just talked about the Renegades. You know what? I've only done this once, and it was when I played the Evil Empire, and I was right. And I'm going to do this because I didn't pick them last week, and I should have stuck. There is no bigger Renegades fan than yours truly. So I'm going to pick them again, as much as it hurts me. If I do this, it's just season spoiler. I don't understand. Like, I don't know if I'm even like a real person. Just
I need you to get the 6th seed just so you and Phil play the first game of the playoffs, and it's like 155 to 146 in the playoffs.
God, back away for me to get smoked in the semifinals.
Because Phil's gonna be the 3 seed, so if you sneak him in the 6, that'd be an awesome matchup.
I think me and Mike have played. We played a bunch of times for the last. I think at least 3 times, and that's a lot for this short time to get the last game of the season to get in the playoffs. Pretty well.
Yep.
All right, that's a consensus on our first pick. Next up, we have the Kanawha County Kings taking on the Dunbar Dobermans. Projections right now: Dobermans 226, Kings 190. Go ahead, Mike.
Man, I'm gonna take. I'll take the Dobermans here. We've been saying it on our show for a while now. Reed's got talent. He's got enough talent to really shake up the playoff picture. Depending on who he's playing, I don't know who he has next week, but he's won some games here down the stretch against some teams with better records than him. So give me Dunbar.
Jeremy.
Next week he has Phil.
Oh baby.
That's a
Oh
W.
baby. Well,
There
Phil's
you go.
already in.
Yeah, Phil's already in, so it really don't matter.
Phil's in now.
Well, yeah.
All right, so this is a game that the Kings can't really afford to lose. Or can't really afford to win, I should say. because right now he's tied with the Wampus Cats for the first overall selection. And the Dobermans have one more win. So this is a big game for the Kings to lose. It's pretty much all that's at stake here. So I think the Kings get it done and get the L. So I'm taking the Dobermans.
Yeah, I have to agree here. I mean, the Dobermans just have more talent than the Kings. Somehow they beat me last week. But that's just because my team is not looking good right now. So, yeah, Dobermans with a comfortable win here. Not a big win, but a comfortable win.
Yeah.
What's the difference between big and comfortable?
That's good. Damn it.
I think comfortable
I bit my tongue on it.
is at least double digits, but not more than like 30, 15, or 25 to 30.
Jerry saw my head go.
So, like 11 to 24, I think, is like comfortable. Because if it's within like 5, that could be a stack correction loss. So,
And this was Phil's big brain segment.
I was
It
told
was.
to math.
Yeah, we don't do math on
Got
our
the big brain on Brad.
There it is.
Oh.
All right. Doberman's here. I guess it's just really he's just got to focus going next year on the defensive side because that's where he's lacking his points because these are offensive studs. Pretty much, I mean, there's not a lot of miss here on the offensive side for him. So, yeah, Dobermans get this win. The Kings continue their look through to 22 campaign. So, next up, we have the Baboli Bearded Bastards traveling to Polka, taking on the Polka Pharmacists.
Yeah, I looked at this and I wanted to take Matt for a second, but then I looked at
You saw all of his players on the other side?
I did exactly. Yeah, his team. He sent all of his guys over to Polka, and I looked at his lineup. He started Brian Edwards and Zach Pascal, and give me Polka in a route.
Oh,
Yeah, Mike was looking at it. I was like, is this thing glitched? All his players on the other team. So one thing I did think was kind of interesting this week. So Matt and LJ made these big trades with each other, 2 big trades with each other. Mike and the River Rats both made 2 big trades with each other. And those 2 teams are matched up with each other this week.
That's some collusion, maybe?
Seems a little fishy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It seems like this may have been part of the deal that these trades go down before the game starts so that they lay down
Audit the tax records.
I mean,
Audit the Discord.
to be fair, the trade deadline's tonight, right, or tomorrow. So.
Subpoena.
Wait a minute. To be fair, the Packers are on a bye this week.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
So Adams and Rogers are on my bench. On a bye, can't use them. Brad, I get to bust them out for you. So that's my defense.
That doesn't help my case. Okay.
Thanks.
I want the Bastards to win just because I want to
Such a
find a way.
great sentence. Just that right there.
And I love that I'm the reason for the Bearded Bastards name. Just randomly
Yeah.
whipping it out on our
Yeah.
show, and he
Yeah.
changed his name. I love it. I want him to win just because I want Brett to somehow sneak into the playoffs for that
I
3-6
don't.
matchup. I'm trying to think of the scenarios. But yeah, Pharmacist probably gonna win this one huge. So Pharmacist.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, Pharmacist's pretty big in this one.
I would like to know what the
More than
projection would have
comfortable.
been if Wilson and
Pretty
Kamara
big.
were on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it, but my brain hurts.
No math.
No math.
No math on the show.
The only way for me to get in, I believe, is for Matt to win this, and then he can't win two because he has. No, he doesn't have the tiebreaker, does he? Oh no, wait. I don't know. No, because if he wins one more, yeah, okay. There's mud. Anyway, I want so bad. If I could pick one game that I wasn't in this year for one team to beat the other, I think it would be the Bastards to beat the Pharmacists right here. It would absolutely make my day. We're going to need a very low scoring game on Thursday night for this to even be possible with Kamara and Zeke. But it's just too much. I mean, this is what the Bastards, this is what the Bastards wanted. All right. They wanted to sell off a little bit. Here we go. Welcome to Dumpsville. I'm going to go with the Pharmacists begrudgingly. All right. Next up, I don't think we've disagreed on a game yet. Next up, we have the Evil Empire taking on the Wampus Cats. Let's see the projections. Wampus Cats projected 225. Evil Empire projected around 260. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, what, man? Hurricane's a little feisty. He's got some guys that can put up some talent. Now he's traded a couple of them off. Because we played a couple of weeks ago, like he had three linebackers and Cal Van Noy got him like 95 points. And I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Yep.
So he's got guys that are capable of blowing up and putting up some points, but South Hill's got a lot of depth, man. And with that trade tonight, that's breaking news on the pod, adding in Kelsey. That's big time. That just further enhances his squad. So give me South Hills.
Oh, don't put it in the thread. Tell
I'm
Detroit
not.
not to. Yeah.
I
See who
told him I was
listens.
announcing it on the podcast.
See who listens.
Yeah, there you go. It's proof to see who listens right there.
Yeah.
Who doesn't only like but actually listens.
Right.
Jerm, when did you get Kelsey? Why is he on your team?
Exactly.
Somebody's going to say that.
What?
What is going on? It's one of Phil's favorites.
I love that show. It's so great.
They're
I gotta
coming
get
out with
that
another
sound
one,
drop.
Phil.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
coming out with another one.
Well, didn't they do
Yeah.
it like the second time already? It wasn't that good.
I think so. This one's gonna be big though, Phil. It's gonna be good this time.
Yeah, I highly doubt
Jeez
that.
Louise.
It's been like
Pick the
20 years.
game. Pick the game.
This is what happens when you're off the cuff, Brett.
I'm trying to rein it in.
Evil Empire. Big.
Phil.
Yeah,
Worried
I
about
mean,
the Wampus
I
Cats.
feel like the Wampus Cats are like, what, probably 2 years away? So nobody got that joke? All right, anyways.
What?
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
the-
2023?
Yeah.
Well done, Phil.
Oh, Philip.
Oh,
Anyways,
Oh,
Evil Empire, fairly big.
Damn it, Phil.
I gotta go Kroger for the close. Let's go. Come on.
Evil Empire wins. I'm never picking the Wampus Cats all year. Been pretty clear on it. Now, next up, we have our semi-main, right? Yeah. The Elkview River Rats hosting the Marmette Midnight Riders. Elkview projected 206. Midnight Riders projected 248. Go ahead, Mike.
well, I got to go with me. I mean, if I can't beat Detroit after he sells off half his guys, and what am I? To me, exactly. What worth am I to this league if I can't get it done? So it's give me the Midnight Riders.
It's smart for him to trade them all during a bye week. I mean, I know he had to, but still.
Yeah, we were up against some time.
There's less sting to it.
Right.
Another thing is, so Detroit made those two huge trades, and then like 5 minutes later was the crazy Kamara Russell Wilson trade. So it's like all the heat that was going to go to Detroit
Yeah.
all went to Matt instead. Like it was very well executed.
Yeah.
Anyways, Midnight Riders. My prediction to win the KDFL championship this year will defeat the River Rats right here.
Sky.
You know what that was? You know what that was? That was a jinx, is what he just did. That's exactly what that was.
Congrats,
That's how you flip the
congrats,
pressure,
Mike.
bud.
Congrats, Mike.
He
You
threw the
started the
curve
show by
on
saying
me.
I was the
He threw the
favorite.
curve on me.
I flipped
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Heel turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Midnight Riders. Pretty easy in this one. That's all I got.
I mean, Midnight Riders get a win with the Packers bye. That's pretty impressive. This is another game where it's like the MLB, where the guys go into the locker room and switch teams' jerseys at the trade deadline. So Midnight Riders. Now, main event here: the surging, ever popular, very optimistic Wake Forest Lumberjacks being hosted by the Cross Vegas Gamblers. Lumberjacks projected, you heard it, we're just going to call it 200. And the Gamblers projected 254. Go ahead, Mike.
Nick's funny, man. Like you'll see his team on a Sunday, and he's starting slow, and his projections drop, and then you look 10 minutes later, and he just explodes. It's
because of the
unbelievable.
defense.
It's that
Defense.
defense,
Yeah,
yeah.
his
Like he gets big
defense
plays
is-
on defense.
Yeah, his defense is nuts, and I mean, since Phil can't cross that big 200 threshold, it's a big problem for him. It's like climbing over a giant wall. He just can't do it. So give me Cross Vegas, big win, build momentum toward the defend of the championship.
So me and Nick currently have the same record. So at some point that needs to fix itself. So why not start this week?
Sorry about that.
I would, yeah, it happens. I would normally always pick against Phil. However, I see what Phil's done. And at running back this week, he has entered in a man whose name begins with Germ. And it also sounds a lot like Germ Bar, but it's Germar Jefferson.
Yeah.
So just for the fact that Phil has a dude named Germ in his lineup, Phil's going to pull off the upset. He's going to beat the Gamblers. And I didn't want us all to pick the same teams in every single
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Somebody's got to be different sometime.
I
Right.
appreciate that, but you probably should have picked a different game to go against the grain.
Nobody's going to keep track of my records. This is a cameo
Right.
appearance.
That's true. That's
Right.
true.
The
Yeah,
celebrity guest
mean,
picker on game day.
Right?
yeah, it's not gonna look good.
I need
I'm not
Phil's
gonna win.
head. Put it on his head. Oh, if I would have prepared, I would have had that.
Oh,
God. Do I got any Phil pictures around here somewhere?
You print out the emoji, the Phil emoji reaction.
Yeah.
What's the pick, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, there's no trees in Vegas, I don't think, right? So the Lumberjacks have nothing to cut down. So, yeah, it's gonna be a loss for the Lumberjacks.
another zinger.
I don't even know where I was going with that.
Boom! He's on fire. Angry Phil's hilarious, Phil. Yeah. Yeah. Sadly, the Gamblers win. That's I don't know, Jeremy. Now I'm a proponent of the trade deadline being so late because now we have lopsided matchups. So yeah, keep trade deadline. I actually started and we ended week 1 of the playoffs. Let's just go full send on this.
There you go.
Yeah.
That would indeed be a full send.
Yeah, but
Somebody in
That's
like
it.
first or second year of this, it may have been LJ. Somebody tried to make a trade in the playoffs, and I was like, "No, dude, you can't make a trade in the playoffs." Because before we had an official deadline.
there is 100% no doubt in my mind that is who tried to do that. Now,
2013 LJ is way different than 2021 LJ.
that's true. All right, so that's it. KDFL week 13 predictions with 2 weeks left until the playoffs start. Now, thank you, boys, for joining us. We do at the end the locks of the week and your upset of the week. I already told y'all mine, so if you take it, I'll be very sad, but it's okay. Mike, go ahead.
Upset of the
what you
week. Yeah, I can't remember who you said, so I'm just going to spitball this. Upset of the week. This team's reeling a little bit. Interdivision game, playing
Okay,
at
we're good.
home, pride on the line. Steelers over the Ravens.
Ooh, I like it.
I like it. I thought about it. There's not a lot of good upset choices this week.
There's not. That's why I'm nervous.
Am I doing my upset now?
You would be next.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I thought we were doing both of them. My upset this week.
No, you're doing your lock and you're upset. Oh, Mike only did one.
That's what I'm saying.
Mike only did
Same time.
one. My bad. I'm asleep at the wheel.
See?
Sorry, Mike.
My
Go ahead.
fault.
Upset.
I thought we were okay. That's on me.
I
I'm new here.
mean, lock of the week. My
Uh,
bad.
Lock of the
My bad,
week.
James.
Bengals Get 2.5 against the Chargers. Give me the Bengals at home. Chargers can't stop the run. Mixon is hot. Continues it. Bengals over the Chargers. More 2.5.
All right, I like it. My upset of the week, since I've already pissed off Matt enough by going with his highs and lows, I'm going to do it again. Washington football team plus 2.5 over the Raiders in Vegas. Football team is going to eke closer to that final spot in the playoffs. Lock of the week. Last 3 games, no defense has been on the field more than the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, baby.
The team has been on offense more than the San Francisco 49ers. Ball control. 49ers -3 in Seattle. I almost said F. I don't want to say it on here. Screw the Seahawks.
Yeah. So tell people. Don't forget to tell people how to get a hold of us.
Are you telling me how to do my job here?
I'm just making sure you're in an emotional state right now. I gotta keep you calm.
Yeah, you can follow the show on
Calm
Twitter
down, Bill.
at KDFL Podcast. You can follow me at Phil Ruxey. You can follow Brett at Brett Still 2. You can follow Detroit at Detroit8374. I don't remember Mike or Germ's Twitter. I think Germ's is like Sports Guy Germ or something.
It is.
Just tell them to watch. Just tell them to watch off the cuff, man.
Mike, do you still have a Twitter, by the way?
Off the cuff on YouTube.
I do. I just don't use it. You know.
Okay. Yeah. I can't remember what yours is.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to go, I don't know why, but I'm going Jets getting 6.5 versus the Eagles at home. I'm going to take that as the upset.
Ooh.
And then my lock, I mean, the Pats are just really looking good. So I'm going to go Pats getting 2.5, or getting 2.5 at home against the Bills.
I like it. All right. No secret. My long history of success with my locks of the week. I'm now 2-9-1 on the year. Had the Chargers given the points last week. Went terrible. And I hate to do this. Jeremy did this. I hate that I'm doing this too. It's an interdivision game. Antonio Brown is out. You never know what happens with the home team in a division. The Falcons are getting 11. There's no way they blow us out twice. Give me Atlanta. Give me 11 points. Dear God, can we have something ugly happen? Pro Falcons in this game. But as bad as I'm at locks of the week, as good as I have been on upsets of the week, I'm 3-1 on upsets of the week. This week, I thought for sure one of y'all were going to take this. Give me the Chargers over the Bengals. Every time every time Cincy starts rolling higher than we're used to, they fall back down to earth. Chargers are struggling. Hungry dog runs faster. Give me the Chargers over the Bengals. And for the off the cuff boys, Mr. Jerem, Mr. Mike, for Jonathan Detroit Haynes.
Can I say one real quick? Can I say one thing? I don't want to interrupt you.
I already started to think. Go.
I know, but I just want to say, Detroit usually says, Brett, you suck. And he's not here to say.
I'm glad we made sure.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
it's
in
okay.
spirit, Brett, this is for you. You never had me. You never had your car. All right. Thanks.
It's okay, Mike. I got Detroit. It's okay.
Brett,
Oh, here it is. Hit it again.
Brett sucks.
Brett, as part of the Travis Kelce trade, I was told to tell you, so I'm sorry, but Brett, you suck.
For the off the cuff boys, Jerem and Mike. Jonathan Detroit Haynes, who hopefully is out of toilet paper by now. And for Mr. Phil Ruxey, I'm Brett Steele. We will see you next week right here on the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast.